I think it's my favorite part of the job sites when you guys are getting ready to turn water back on. It's so chaotic.
It's so
Everyone's
stressful.
running around, and it's like a bunch of cats just running around the house trying to look at everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those crazy things where it's stressful, man. You're inside of a home.
Oh, I love watching it. It's the funniest thing. Watching you shoot across the room. Dan shoots across that way.
Dude,
You got your helpers in 9 different directions.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing there.
You just need every time you show up, you just need to play circus music, you know, just running around crazy. All right, welcome back to Dino Service Bros of Dino Service Pros.
See, that sounded
that was
so
smooth
good.
with it.
Yeah. That's your job.
All right.
Officially hired.
Well, we're here today to talk about basic like plumbing tools. Really basic today, but yeah, dive into that. But
Do you have a favorite tool?
no, I hate plumbing. That's my favorite tool is golfing, but it beats plumbing. Oh man.
Golf is like, let's sidewind this for a second. Golf's such a huge topic right now.
Yes. Yeah, we're all doing it. Like, have you seen the presidents? We're talking about their golf game.
That's the best part of the debate.
Yeah.
I can swing better than you. You can't swing, Joe.
I'll golf if you could carry your own bag. You know, so stupid. I mean, these people kill
What's
me.
crazy is that sounds like us on the course.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, grab me my putter. Got your putter, bro.
It's a wedge.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man,
For
this
sure.
country is in a place.
It's great, man. We're living, sort of.
Living and dying all at the same time.
We're just in a recession and we just don't know it. No, we're fine. Just look the other way.
It's like when you see the light at the end of the tunnel, except our light's just a big fiery ball of hell, and we're just like, yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Let's go.
Oh, that's wild. That's wild.
yeah.
All right, back to tools. Tools.
Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite tool?
You know, as much as I hate like sewers, like my favorite tool would have to be a sewer camera because it's like X-ray vision without having X-ray vision. Like, cause I mean, honestly, it's the best tool for me when it comes to drains, for main lines. Like just the other day we were down in Enterprise, and this house right there has like their sewer is in the basement, but the part that's shot out is underneath the garage, which is about like 17, 20 feet deep. But they had a backup after they just remodeled their whole basement. Like they just started running new plumbing because it's just been
So it wasn't the other plumber's fault. It was just a piece that was never touched.
Oh yeah, no, the other plumbers, they just cut out the old cast that was there and just hooked up and reran like that area. But so they never messed up anything because it was all fresh, but they're new construction plumbers, so they don't have like cameras and stuff to check out like what's going on because they're new construction. They shouldn't have any issues like that. So they called us out. They're like, hey, we just backed up. The other plumbers we're really good friends with, they just refer us out to like service calls. They're like, hey, obviously they're not set up for it, so they're like, hey, can you guys come take care of this? So we headed out there and they backed up. So like in my smart self, like I didn't think about it. I was just like talking and I was like talking to Ruben. And so I just grabbed the tape. There was where their shower drain is, they stubbed up like it's like 3 feet high, you know, and they'll come back and cut it later. But like I touched the tape to pull off the tape to look down it, and there was like poop on it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like,
So you get all over your hands?
Yeah, you know, hey,
You didn't smell it, did you?
Yeah, that's poop. That's poop. Damn it. You got it. Is that water? Is that no, that stinks. Smell like corn. But freaking I'm like, usually I wear gloves. I don't care. Like I'm the plumber. I'm gonna wear gloves. Like there's some plumbers that are just squeeze it. They don't care. I'm like, nope, I'm good. Hard pass. But I was like, what the heck? But because usually if you have a backup, like majority of the time is going to come out the lowest drain. And that was not the lowest drain, but I didn't realize the lowest drain, they had it like duct taped off. It was the toilet flange. They never popped the cap on it. So I was like, I just didn't think. I was talking. I was just like, whatever. And I was like, damn it. Anyways, I had to pop the cap. All that sewage just comes back up. But we clear it. We run the mainline machine, clear that line out, and then run the camera because it like, right, you once you pop it, you clear it. Well, we run the camera. It's cast iron for like 25 feet. And then it goes back to PVC because they used to be on septic, and then the city made them get onto city sewer. So it's the last part of the house that's on cast iron is that last 25 feet of it. And so you can see it with that's the nice thing with the camera, right? You're able to run the camera. It's literally just, you have a big, I have it right here if you guys are watching, but it's a big lens on it.
Why don't you show it? It's like, hey.
Poopy. Yeah, baby. Look
you
at that.
You have gloves on for that.
Look at that. Dino service
Dino
pros.
camera.
But you can see, if you guys are watching this, you guys can kind of see what it looks like. But it just has a big old TV screen on that sucker. But with that, it has this camera lens on the other side, so we're able to just get eyes in the actual plumbing itself, right? Ooh, that sucked. I just dropped that. But with that, we were able to see they had tree roots coming out, right? So that was what their blockage was. They had tree roots coming through the cast. It's just starting to give way. It's super old. House was built in like the 60s or whatever. So they got cast iron running through there. So the best thing to do for them and that option was not to get up, because everything else looked great. Like after that cast iron was PVC. It looked fantastic. Well, it didn't make sense to dig it all up, cut the concrete, dig down that far. I'm like, we can't even get shoring in here. So the best thing to do for them,
because it's in the garage.
Yeah, and it's like right on the outside of it's on the inside, but the like your footing, your foundation wall right there is right there. So like you can't dig enough, and it's so deep that I'm just like, the best thing we could do for you guys is line it, because it's only a small section. So we come in, with the jetter and a chain whip, get that pipe super clean and run that lining equipment through it to give it just like an epoxy coating, But that's why I like that, because it's able to let us see what's going on instead of just being like, oh, well, let's just cut in, see what's going on. So we can
make the best decision for the customer.
Yeah, because I've been on jobs where some people have made wrong decisions and it cost the homeowner thousands of dollars.
What do you mean?
Well, I was working for a different company. I was only a helper at the time. I was just barely starting the trade. Well, we got a new salesman that just came in, right? And he was running the camera, but there's like rubber boots is what I'm just calling, but there's like Fernco's, no hubs, but you use them in different scenarios, some for underground. But anyways, they made a repair down there, or when they first originally ran it, they used the rubber boot. So the guy was running a camera, and he was like a new salesman, and he's like, oh yeah, it's broken. And I kind of looked at him, are you sure? I don't look, oh yeah, it's broken. So we did, like, the company, that salesman charged those homeowners, I think like $8,000 for the spot repair. It was like 8 feet deep. And we get down there, we dig it up, and it's not broken. It was a rubber boot. So it just, in the camera, it looked funny. But if you've never done it, like, you don't know any different.
So it looked like there was a gap in there?
Yeah.
Black, right? So then you're looking at something that's light colored, then it goes black, then light color.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, like, that's dirt and da-da-da-da-da. But so our manager comes out when we get down there, and he starts screaming at these guys. He's like, what the heck?
Was this Mike?
Yeah, Sergeant. And he's like, what the heck?
His last name is so perfect for how he is.
I know. And he's a former veteran, too. So Mike Sargent.
Mike's awesome.
Yeah, but he came out there and was just drilling these guys, and was just like, wow, because that's not how he wanted to run it. He's like, we're not here to rip people off. Like, he was about upselling. Yeah, whatever, it was his business. But he was not about taking advantage of people, So he was just drilling into these guys like, you're supposed to know, like, what you're looking at. You just cost these homeowners all this money. But once it got dug up, there was like a steel ring around like the cleanouts that they put in the driveway. One of the guys knocked it in and it broke the sewer pipe. They're like, well, now it's broken, So I guess it was broken after we dug it up, dude. I was like, oh, what am I doing here? Like, this is
such a mess.
It's crazy, But that's why I like that. And then with that, hold up.
I love this tool. It looks like a ray gun, like
Yeah.
you're on Star Wars or something.
So with this guy too, man, this is pretty dope. So this is our locator. So with the sewer camera too, we use our rigid, rigid scout. But with this, so the camera sends off like a sonar, you know, and then this locator will pick it up. So you could find exactly where you're at. So where that tree root was at, that's why I knew where it was, right? Where exactly in the house that drain line was going to be, and it put me right in the middle of the garage. But with this, I could find it. It pinpoints our 2 pucks, like, okay, here's where the signals are, and then you go up, and then you have a middle line, and that's where the head of your unit should be at. And then it gives you a depth too. So like that's how I knew the depth of it. So I could put it on, you know, it has you like spin it, and then it's like, boom, 12 feet deep. 14 feet and 5 inches deep. So it gives you the exact location. So in scenarios where you're like in a home and there's a breakage, you're not chasing lines, right? You're not like, well, we think it's this entire line, so we know what line we're in, so we're just going to send it the whole way and just start breaking up your house. So with this guy, it makes it to where, one, we're more precise on where we're at, and the homeowners aren't taking a big, you know, toll on their homes. But even in roads, like we did that job for that apartment complex, right? And it put us because we were cutting street, and we had
Paul Properties.
Yeah, and we had to detour cars, so we had to block off a section of the road. Well, this puts us exactly where we needed to be. Instead of cutting a massive section and just hoping that we find it, this guy put us right where we needed to be. It saves them costs on asphalt replacement and damages and downtime, you know. So this is another one of my favorite pieces of equipment when it comes to sewers, just because of the like precision of it, you know. So
I wish we could have brought a tractor in here. That's my favorite.
Hey Blake, can we bring in a Mini X into your garage?
We could get a shot, I think, out the garage.
Yeah, we'll
so
just send it right there. Boom.
Sitting on a tractor.
You got David just spinning out there.
Yeah, hell yeah. But no, man, I think I like machines. You know, I love machines. I just use a sod cutter for the first. I don't even know why, dude. It's just one of those things that you know you should use it, but you just don't. But like when we're running water mains, right? It's just one of those things where you're like, oh. How I was taught was just use a shovel, you know, old school.
Yeah.
And I used to always tell them, like, why don't we get a sod cutter? Why don't we get a sod cutter? It'll make the job quicker, blah, 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 blah. You know, and they're like, nah, be a man.
That affects our bottom line.
Yeah, exactly. We got paid for it and this and that. So, like, when I came into this, when we started our own business, I was like, I was thinking the same thing, like, oh, it costs a lot of money. Dude, it cost me $75. Like, I went and picked it up. Like, for the trailer and everything, it was like $75 to rent it. And I knocked that thing out in like 5 minutes, and it was a 75-foot run of grass, and I just used a sod cutter, boom, all the way down, and I was literally done in 5. And I was like, I would have paid guys for half a day, and then the grass looks all jacked up or whatever. So I was like, it was one of those things where I was like, man, I'm a freaking idiot. I should have used that a long time ago. But like, I always got told no. But like starting a business, like I was just like, I didn't think about it.
Time is money. It's efficiency.
Yeah, man. Like all the guys were like, why haven't we done this before? I'm like, I don't know.
We'll never not do it again.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. It was just like, it was just so much time saving, and then the grass went back better. But you know, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, it looks so much better. You're right,
dude.
And I'm upset too because the amount of times you've had me out there digging up grass.
I don't want to fucking hear about it. Beep beep. Blur me out. My bad. But yeah, it's good for you, man. It made you strong. You know.
Sure.
Yeah, be a man. Mm-hmm. Like, but you know, I'm gonna spin off on tools for a second because I'm still mad. I had that customer we dealt with on one of these last jobs, on the big job we just did, the 3-story job we just did. I was so mad on that one
because of the grass piece.
Or the grass piece, but the way it went. I know we've talked about before on how like you deal with certain type of customers, and I hope they're not watching this, but like it's just one of those things where, dude, I was like, the way I talk about repipes, right? It's a construction site, and this is when I dive into like you're gonna deal with different customers, right? So my quote unquote sales pitch when I talk about a repipe, because they have polybutylene, so like you talk about it, and I tell them like a lot of people for us we run it up in the attic, so a lot of people worry about the drywall being cut. And so I always tell them, like, hey, one, it's a construction site, right? We're going to try our best to keep it clean. We'll have vacuums going as we're cutting drywall. We'll tarp, all that good stuff, yada, yada, yada. But I'm like, for your drywall, we cut them nice and square. Like, everything's leveled, so the drywall guys come back, reuse pieces where they can, saves the homeowner money. I said, you won't realize we were even here once this is said and done, right? When this is all done, your drywall's on and it's painted, you'll never know we were here. In that aspect, because people worry about the drywall replacement. Oh, it's going to look like Swiss cheese in here, you know? And they laid into me after the job. Don't tell us it wouldn't look like you guys were here, because it like, obviously you guys were.
Cleaning to do.
There's a lot of cleaning to do, which actually was drywall guys. It was the mud getting put back on, you know? Because
all the sanding, everything.
Because our guys mopped in between. Like, they vacuumed, mopped, and like left, and it was clean. And then obviously the drywall guys came in, kind of made up a mess, because they, you know, which is their job. They have to sand and all that good stuff. But I'm just like, we were on that job for 2 weeks and like went above and beyond. Guys laid up cameras for them for free, like security cameras, because they wanted to watch our guys working. So our guys did it respectfully, put cameras in the home so the homeowners could keep an eye on them while they're out of town, which is beyond crazy to me. But I get it. But still, I'm like, that's crazy, you know?
Yeah, that was a first.
That was a first. Like, this whole job was a first for me. I was like, wow. Like, I was just like, I was taken back from it, because I'm like, my guys are like working their tails off. It was 85, 90 degrees inside that home. And it was just like the ungratefulness. Like, I get it. You paid for a service, and like our guys went above and beyond to do things they weren't even going to do. So it's just one of those things where I had to touch base on it, because I still been fuming about it, bro. Because I'm like, out of over the 100 repipes I've done, I've only had 2 complaints. One, which was a given. I would do that because I sold it, and this wasn't even here. This was all at another company. But I sold it, and I was doing the job for 3 days. The sweetest family I've ever freaking met, dude. And like, I had to walk away from it, and they made me leave the apprentices doing the job. I went back because I could never make it back to the job. I was running too many, and they're like, "I'll just trust the team." Well, I went back, and the lady is crying to me, like literally like hugged me crying. She's like, "You were doing so great when you were here, but the rest of these guys like just failed, and it like destroyed my home." We ended up paying like, and that wasn't Dino Service Pros. That was somebody else, you know? But they ended up, I made the company pay out like $600 for a maid to come in and clean the house. That one was a given because I was so living on that job. But this one wasn't a given, and I was mad. I was like, dude, that's like, anyways, sorry, tools.
I take it as a lesson, right? Like,
no,
it probably
it's not a lesson. That is.
It is. You'll adjust, and then I think we even talked about maybe we should offer like a cleaning service add onto it or something.
Well, it's just one of those things. Like, you're right. It's a lesson learned, right? You're just like, okay, well, how can we be better for the next one? So it is, because it's like that, where it's like you do everything right, you go above and beyond, and you don't win. And there's just some people in the world that you'll never make happy. I mean, and they were happy. Like, don't get me wrong. They said, no, we're happy. It was just like this part we weren't thrilled with. And I was like, okay. But it's like, all right, so now we just added into the price. So after every job, it's just like, hey, we have a cleaner. They're coming in. It's ready. Like, you already paid for it. They're here. So you guys don't have to stress about it, which was a good lesson, because I'm like, cool, that's just another good service to offer anyway. So why not get with a post-construction?
I would be so pumped to have that, like, additional thing added in.
Yeah,
that would make me go, wow.
Yeah, it's that one up. You know, we have a maid coming in. They're gonna come and
watch. All these plumbing companies are gonna start doing it too.
Oh yeah, dude, it only makes sense.
Setting the trend.
Yeah, start the trend. No, because that's how I'm actually changing the pricing now for it, and I'm trying to find a post like construction cleanup, because
you should ask Jeff from Standard. That's what he used to do.
Oh yeah. But not down here. But up north he will.
No, down here. They have a branch down here. He was supposed to move down here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm going to have to hit him up then, because that's what we need. I think it'd be one good step up offer. But anyways, this episode's about to. Sorry, you guys. We love you. But, dude, let's dive into it. All right. So if you guys are watching, if you're listening, well, you suck, and you should be watching on YouTube.
You didn't bring my favorite tool.
I brought yours?
No.
Which one's yours?
The moisture one.
Oh, dude, I know. They're at the shop.
Oh, man.
I haven't brought it back in, or I haven't put it on my tool bag yet.
Oh, that's the coolest tool.
Sorry, that thing is pretty cool. But we talk about like how plumbers are a little bit of all trades, right? So if you're watching, we got like right here, it's like a voltage meter.
It's a Sharpie.
Yeah, it's really just to see if it's live, you know. So if you got live power going to it, like we're electricians sometimes. But when we work on like electric water heaters, you go kill a breaker, and the breakers are super old. They weren't marked right. You want to make sure that the power's dead. Wherever you're working, like you want to make sure like once you pull these wirings off, the wiring off the water heater, that you're not going to kill yourself. So this little guy, obviously, I don't even know. It should be.
Probably
Is
a
there
good
electric in
start.
here? Man, no. But you know what I mean? It'll read if there's power.
So does it turn red?
It'll just be beep, 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 beep. So it's good for that sense. It's more of a safety tool than anything, but it's a good thing to have on truck because
Side note, have you seen those videos where there's like water coming out of the drains, but it's like going zap 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 zap?
Oh yeah.
Do I call a plumber? Do I call an electrician?
Spicy water is what we call that one. Spicy water. Heck yeah.
Yeah, sorry, go back to it.
No, you're good. It's a good safety tool to have because I've been shocked before as an apprentice. The next episode we will have Dan on it, and I will talk to him about it when he about almost killed me because he had me out.
That was on purpose.
Yeah, I was on. Heck yeah! Like, why wouldn't you want to zap me? You know what I mean? I'd want to zap me, but yeah, he's. Anyways, we'll talk about it. But he worked on a water heater. I went to go grab it, and it, but that one sucked. You have a couple other things here. I think the most like for residential plumbing, right? Things are different for like new construction and what they do. But like for residential, we do a lot of baby pipes. You know, the big new construction guys that do commercial don't like us because they're like, we work on man pipe. But let's see. Got to dive around all this stuff. But you like right here, you have your crimpers. We have 3/4 inch crimpers. They, you know, you got 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 3/8. Like there's a bunch of different crimpers.
That's probably like the most important.
This is the most important
mind.
tool that you need on your bag. All of them. There's some that have multiple, but I don't like those ones. Like they have 3/4 and 1/2 and 1 or 1 inch, but I'm not a huge fan of that. But most important tool to have as a residential plumber, if you're working with PEX, is to have some crimpers because without them, you're not crimping no pipes together. Yeah. But obviously, with our pipes now, we're not. There's like expansion ones, you know, where you have expansion tools, but we don't do that here in St. George. As much as I would like to, we don't do that here. You can't find the materials for it in Southern Utah, so obviously we're going to use what's on shelves and what the plumbing supply houses are supplying. So with that, like you have for us, it's PEX rings. But that's how we crimp all our plumbing, all of our pipes together. So your couplings, your 90s, we're going to crimp them on with this. So it's just your crimping tool. Super important, my friend. But,
AKA water leak preventer.
Yeah. And then you have to make sure you test these. Like every repipe we do, I test these suckers because like there's like a go or no go to make sure that they're good because you don't want to do a repipe and your crimps weren't good because it'll still smash them down, but is it good? Who knows? So they have like testers that you could test on it. But you want to make sure you're doing that after every big job. Just like me, especially like that's what I get.
I think it's my favorite part of the job sites when you guys are getting ready to turn water back on. It's so chaotic.
It's so
everyone's
stressful.
running around and it's like a bunch of cats just running around the house trying to look at everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those crazy things where it's stressful, man. You're inside of a home.
Oh, I love watching it. It's the funniest thing. Watching you shoot across the room. Dan shoots across that way.
Dude,
you got your helpers in 9 different directions.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing there.
You just need every time you show up, you just need to play circus music, you know? Just running around crazy. Because it's like that. And new construction, it's not bad because if it leaks,
everything's open too. Yeah,
it's open. You know, you're just like, okay,
can fix it,
whatever. Yeah, it's all tested. You're like, whatever. But in a residential home that's like getting replumbed, you're like, dang, they got white carpets or they got here's their furniture that's $20,000, whatever it is. You're like, damn, if this leaks, like, here we go. You know,
thank God for insurance.
Yeah, right. I know. Even though we haven't had to use it, knock on wood, because I don't want to, but that does that. Yeah, man, that scares me. That's why I'm like, test them because we offer warranty on our repipes and stuff like that. So I'm like, test them after, like, once you go into every big job, even the little ones, but obviously the bigger jobs where you're making hundreds of crimps, like you want to verify that your equipment's working.
Man, that does sound stressful. Hey, what does this do? Because I just had a vasectomy and this looks like what they used.
Yeah, the same thing.
That's how they fix me. I've been told by so many friends, like, you need to tell my wife this was the worst thing possible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it was.
For all women out there, listen,
It's terrible.
Yeah, don't make your husbands do it.
What does that do?
So that's your tubular cutter. Ooh, that's your tubular cutter for under the sinks. Like I said, basic hand tools, baby. But so you have like,
I can see you in like a poster with your shirt off, hairy chest, and you're like,
hey, chill out, bro. People don't need to know. Yeah, I'm like a little Sasquatch, man. I shave, I shave my stomach, so it's all right. Man, oh man, yeah,
it's
we
like
should.
a calendar shoot.
Can we do a Dino Pros calendar shoot just
That'd
in
be so
suspenders
funny.
and stuff? Yeah. But what's it called, man? Damn it, Brad. This is for. They're gonna cancel us, man. There'll be cancel culture out here for the Dino Bros.
That's all right. I think we're awesome. I'll keep watching us.
Right, we'll be the only views, but
Only fans?
yeah, only bros, only fans.
Only bro.
But what's it called, dude? Like when you're working under sinks, right? They make everything tubular. It's all like basic, like so. This is like you have tail pieces that are like in an extension pieces. So like no sink's ever the same. They're always a little bit different. So you always end up needing to cut a little bit of that pipe off. So that guy, you just snap them in there and just give it a good old spin, and then it just chops it where you want it. So it really just a saw at this point, but. It's really good to have because when you don't have it and you use a Sawzall, that tubular, it's such thin pipe, like it's very thin pipe that it just mars it, like it just jacks it all up. So like this one's a clean cut, bevels it, makes it really nice. So this is another good one to have, mainly if you're doing a lot of sink repairs and tubular replacements. It's great to have.
Tubular, bro. This one's cool. I think you use this more than anything.
Yeah. Yep. What is it, Brad? Tell the people.
It's the other tool they used on my vasectomy. It's a pipe cutter.
Yep, PEX cutters. Yes, sir. Show it. Show and tell, baby. But nah, that's your PEX cutter. I know a tool's boring, but some people want to know what it's for. Your DIY guys, they're like, oh, I need one of those so I could do my plumbing. But that's just how you cut all your PEX to length. For PEX, most of these guys are about use copper. I could just hear the people crying right now. Oh, I could hear it in my
no
head.
one's ever happy on those boards.
Dude,
no one ever does anything
There's
right.
troll accounts. But that's what this is for, man. Like, this is for the people that are just getting into the trade. Like, these are, like, some basic tools you need to know to get into the trade. Like, if you're going to...
These are tools you should show up with when you first
Dude,
start,
heck
right?
yeah. I mean, that's what this is about. Like, if you're going to show up to become a plumber, I have so many guys that are like, I'm going to just use it out of the journeyman's bag, Like, no, show up with some basic freaking hand tools, man. And, like, it's the worst thing because, like, for me, I have, like... 2 channel locks or like 4 channel locks in my bag, and then I have like a cutter, one of each PEX crimper, like, and then if you get on a big job and you're like, hey, you're having your guy like go out and do little things like, can I borrow your, like if we're doing a water heater, right, and it's like, hey, prep the gas valve, get the gas sediment tea and everything on it, hey, can I borrow your channel locks? No, I need them. Like, where are your channel locks? I haven't bought any yet, I'm sorry. Like, dude, it pisses me off. So it's like, these are like basic tools you should have. Pair of channel locks. Obviously your PEX cutters. I think PEX cutters, like obviously you're gonna need if your guy's like doing work and you're handing him parts, or even just yourself. Obviously he's a journeyman. I hope you know that. But those are nice little things to have to help speed up the process for the guys. So PEX cutters, like, oh, I know he needs this length. You could just chop him off a length, send it to him. So nice basic tools. Pipe wrenches. You need your pipe wrenches.
What is that one? That one.
But under the sink tool, Rigid. Yes, sir. Rigid sponsors. No, I'm just kidding. But this is Rigid's under the sink tool right here. So it has like stuff for your, like this guy right here, dude. Look, check it. They got different sizes for different supply lines right there, different nuts underneath too. So like how your faucets are held in. Some faucets, every brand's a little bit different, but the faucets, how they're held in from underneath, you have there's like a washer and a nut that screws into it. Some of them have a nut and then 2 screws. Anyways, this guy, instead of like, you can't get pipe wrenches up in there, right? Because you have your sink and then you have like 4 inches, if you're lucky, of space to reach the nut.
And spiders.
Yeah, and spiders, dirty houses. But you can't get your pipe or your channel locks in there, right? So this guy is just a straight guy. So it has all the sizes for most of them that you may need for your most like basic ones. So if you're working underneath the sink, you could just throw that up there and just spin it and break those nuts off and clear it up like that instead of like they have basin wrenches as well. Sometimes those suck. I've liked these a lot better because it's just quick and easy. Like you could pull this guy down from underneath and like if there's a supply line, like the supply line just sits in there. So you're just like, you don't have to even take it off and it all comes undone. So that's a nice little tool to have because they're like, when I first got this, I was like, oh, that's stupid. Like, I don't need that. And then the days I don't have it, I'm like, damn it, I wish I had that. Like, it helps so much. But that's a good little tool to have, again, if you're working underneath a lot of sinks doing basic repairs like that as a service guy.
I had that tool for like a year before I knew what it did. Remember when Mike handed them out to everybody?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm such a sucker. I'm like, give me all the tools.
Yeah, you're like, I'll take them.
Yeah. I won't use it, but I'll take it.
You're almost at the point where you can fill a van, you know?
Almost. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I just got a Sawzall too. Some company sent us a free DeWalt Sawzall, but it's corded, so I'm like, meh.
Yeah, no. Battery nation, baby.
Yeah.
Be there, be square. But this guy, like a pipe wrench, that too, man. It's just basic tools that you need to have. Again, pipe wrenches, if you're working on gas, you're working on a lot of things. I mean, obviously a pipe wrench is not for finish work. Like, don't use that. But for a lot of like your rough plumbing for like gas lines, good stuff like that, a pipe wrench, you just can't get your pressure on channel locks. Like I don't know who is that strong. I mean, you could get it pretty damn tight and not leak, but this is your safest bet. Sometimes there's like too much of a polish on a pipe and the channel locks will just slip. I've had that. Pipe wrench, all you got to do is have strength to just spin it because the teeth are going to, bite down on that and spin it for you. So pipe wrench, again, is a basic plumbing tool that obviously you see all the plumbers in the world that have like their logos and it's just 2 pipe wrenches.
Oh, yeah.
So as a plumber, this is kind of your life,
it's
right?
like
here.
what you need first.
Yeah. Or the old heads aren't going to accept you.
I wonder if the strength thing is because you're only 19, you can't.
Yes, I'm only 19, guys. There was a guy on TikTok that like, this guy's only 19. Oh, man. I'm making a troll account tomorrow. That's happening. I'm actually 17, so it is what it is.
Works. I have a work labor pass.
Yeah. I'm here on a visa.
What does this do?
Be mad. Own a business on a visa. How you like me now?
Oh, man. Oh, dude. I was so mad when that fruit toss lady got shut down.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I love this.
I was so heated by that.
Dude, the fruta lady.
I don't know why, because it's such a weird, like, I would think that because I'm a business owner and I am conservative that it would bother me. Like, no, get your business license, right?
But we like fruit.
Well, we grew up in LA.
Yeah.
And LA does it a little bit differently. They had the problem. I was just talking to my mom about this, and she was a deputy sheriff down there.
Pause real quick. So we're talking about a fruit.
Okay.
So just so like you guys can grasp this concept.
I just expect everybody to know.
Oh, dude, no one knows. I'm like, hey, the fruta ladies right there. They're like, the who? I'm like, the little Mexican person that sells, that sells fruit.
They're pretty all colorful.
You see the colorful, like, dude, I see the colorful umbrella. I'm like, I'm going to go get me some fruit. But what's it called? So if you're from Utah, you probably don't know because they don't have them here.
This is a new experience for everybody.
Yeah, in LA, it was like every street corner, but it's literally like it's just legitimate. I've never seen anybody else but a Hispanic run it. So they just run. It's a fruit cart. So all they do is they have
like chamoy and tahini.
Yeah, chamoy, tahini, lime, magic. And salt. Like bomb. Like they make you a fruit bowl, and it's like for some reason they pick the best fruit in the world. Every time I eat like from their carts, it's like the sweetest fruit.
It's like fruit with crack.
So back to your story, just so people know.
So in LA, so I pull up to the fruit toss stand and there was a cop there. I'm like, awesome. He's buying fruit from her. Like, good for you guys. He must be placing a large order because he has his notepad out.
Yeah. So, how many fruits you have?
Oh, man. And I sit there and I think the worst part about it was he was using Google Translate to communicate with her. And I'm like, you're not only going to seize her stuff, but you're not going to even give her the dignity to speak to her. You're going to type it through a phone. Oh, man, it killed me. But anyways, I get out of my truck to go buy some fruit. And the cop's like, I'm sorry, sir. I can't let you buy from here. And I was like, well, why not? Well, she doesn't have a license. And I thought like I took everything in my entire being to keep my mouth shut. But I gave her $20 and a business card, and I said, hey, if you want help with this solution. This was a crazy thing. She understood English. So I don't know why he's sitting there translating, because she understood every word I said. Maybe she was doing it on purpose.
Stereotypes.
Yeah, no, for real.
She knows what
And so I gave her $20 and a card, and I said, hey, call me. We can find a solution around it. But anyways, I called my mom. She was a deputy sheriff in LA, and she's like, we had that problem for so long. And then finally the cities got smart, and they would just release permits. So you get a permit. You don't need a whole business license. You don't need that. You buy a permit. You have your space. You buy it for whatever city you're in, and then you're able to sell, even if you are here on a visa or illegally, whatever it might be. But it gave them an option to work. And that's probably why there's a million of them down there now.
Yeah.
But
and
man, I was pissed because they took her stuff.
Yeah, they'll toss all her stuff or take it to the
He was
station.
so mad that I gave her money. So mad that I gave her money.
Yeah, I oh my gosh, I hate it, bro. Because like, yeah, in LA, they didn't give him a problem. I remember cops, like I'd be in line and cops would roll up, and I'll just like, oh man, they're gonna seize all this lady's stuff, you know?
No, but they're there to buy.
And they're just sitting in line. They're
Yeah.
like waiting, and they order a big order, like thanks. They walk away. They don't even check her. They're just like, yeah, you're good. Like whatever. Like they don't care because they know what it is, you know? I don't know. LA's different. All the Utahs are like, get out of Utah.
My
Go back
dad
to
worked
California.
in Compton, like Compton, Lennox area.
Yeah.
And he would make it a point to go to those businesses or stands versus going to like a traditional business.
Yeah. Support these carts, man. It's not like, I mean, whatever. Yeah. Anyways.
And I'd rather take someone that's working over like milking the system.
Yeah. I mean, they're not out there panhandling. Like, hey, can I get his? They got their cardboard box. They're actually hustling. So I'm all about the hustle. If you're out there hustling, I'll come give you money, you know?
And these are the forks they give you to eat the fruit.
Yes.
What is
yes.
this?
Oh my gosh, man. That's for your tubs.
Oh.
So yeah, your tub shoe.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, man.
So
We
these
got
guys are
nightmare
for your
jobs.
tub shoes. Like, ching. But
What's a tub shoe?
shoe. Like,
Shoe? What's a tub shoe?
it's the shoes. They wear Nikes in the tubs, you know. But no, so
For the people that don't know, what's a
yeah,
tub shoe?
so it's like you have your overflow. So on your tub, it's just the drain part that's there. It's if you're chrome or black or whatever color you got, it's the drain part where you push up and down. But for it to make a seal, because your drainage is underneath, you have threads, you have to make a seal in between so it doesn't leak and go underneath the tub and then flood your bathroom. So some people put silicone, some people put a washer, some people put plumber's putty. But with it, you got to be able to tighten that sucker. Well, you can't get wrenches in there, so you have this guy. It locks around because usually there's like a crossbar in there. So you stick that guy in there. You could get like a screwdriver, stick it through, and tighten it down. So this just helps you make those tighten, because there's really no other way to it. You really need one of these to be able to make that happen. This is called a smart dumbbell. I actually did not know that, but that's cool.
Really?
Yeah, I've never known that because I just call it as,
Interesting.
tub shoe tool. Hey, go get me that yellow or that gray thingy for the tub, you know?
Fruit fork.
But yeah, no, that's a smart dumbbell. So makes you smart. But again, you don't use it often unless you're doing a lot of new construction. Sometimes they fail, they want different trim, but that guy you do need from time to time. So it's one of those specialty tools you just have in the back of your bag. But yeah, other than that, man, you guys, there's a lot of little things, little basic tools. You got like, you guys got like decrimpers and stuff like that. So make this quick, but decrimpers in case you mess up, you mess up on any crimps, because you got to get that pipe all the way in there. If you miss it, you got decrimpers so you can redo that. You have angle stop tightener. So if you got like compression fitting angle stops, you're going to have this guy. So if it's too copper, right, you do, because you can run PEX and do copper stub outs, but you have compression fitting. So this is going to go on above the angle stop, and this guy is going to go on the nut. So you can hold it in place and then tighten that guy down and make that compression. So another great tool to have for that. And then I didn't bring in my copper stuff. One of these days we're going to do like a full breakdown. This is just like a basic rundown of tools.
Like a soldering and brazing.
Yeah, but we're going to have a day where we come in and do like a breakdown of like crimping PEX, soldering, cutting pipe. We'll do all the fun things for you guys. But like a little gas sniffer. Actually, I don't really like gas sniffers, but it has come in handy in some cases. I'm old school. I like Dawn dish soap and just some water. Spray it on there, the bubbles would come up. But I bought this guy, and it actually did find a very small leak So it does work, but I'm old school, so stick to Dawn dish soap and water. That's my
You
go-to.
spray it on and it bubbles.
Yeah, dude, that's the best way, I think, for anything, because I've also used that gas sniffer. It's caught in really small ones. Sometimes it hasn't. So, like, the Dawn dish soap will bubbles a lot. So, like, even the smallest of, like, leaks, that sucker will make a snot bubble. Like, just... So you can find it, but you need it. I say everyone, I carry a big old bottle on my truck of Dawn because it works. And then last but not least, we're going to make this thing quick because tools are boring. But
tools are everything.
They're everything if you're using them. So it'll be
Was
fun.
that a shot at me?
Yes. Computers are not fun, Brad. But what's it called? Copper cutter. So this guy does 3/4, 1/2 inch. It's just a nice little quick one to use. So like if you're, you got your copper supply lines coming out for your water heaters, you could just, when you're unsweating the old ones, if there's enough pipe coming out, you just be able to cut those off pretty quick. But this guy, when you're working on copper, is nice, but they have bigger ones that you could use when you're actually working with pipes. These are just for like tight spaces. There's the only reason I use these guys is like if you're up against a tight area and that's all you have, these guys are nice to use. But yeah, no, like I said, man, tools are fun when you're using them. I like the bigger tools. Hand tools I think are boring, but they're necessities. I mean, you need them. Like you need to have them to do our day-to-day job. But I'm a big fan of the power tools. Heck yeah. But like I said, we'll get into that. We'll have an episode where we're doing like a breakdown. We'll shoot it. We'll probably have Dan come out and do it and solder for us and all that good stuff. I think that would be a fun episode.
Dude, that would be awesome. Well, with that then, check us out on social media at dinoservicepros.com. Check out the podcast on YouTube and Spotify, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's everywhere.
And we're everywhere. Facebook, neighborhood app, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Yeah, check
all the
us
places.
out.
Check us out there. You can also visit us online at www.dinoservicepros.com or give us a call at 435-236-4568. We hope you guys have a great day.
Love you. Bye.